Welcome back to another breaking news update. My name is Jimmy Boyd, and you were watching Boyd News. I want to thank you so much for tuning in today. I've got breaking news coming out from Israel to share with you. So, just today, we had these major reports that Benjamin Netanyahu, the Prime Minister of Israel's residence in Caesarea in Israel, came under attack by a Hezbollah drone. It was struck directly, as you can see in this photo. On the left side of your screen, you can see that kind of like window there was struck with a drone. We didn't have any major damage to this residence, but it definitely was hit by a drone that was fired from Hezbollah in Lebanon. And the entire Israeli government is coming out now and saying this was an assassination attempt on Benjamin Netanyahu's life. Thankfully, he was not at the residence while it was hit. Him and his wife and his family were not there. So nobody was harmed in this incident, but they are definitely calling out and saying this was an assassination attempt on Benjamin Netanyahu's life. And think about this right now. Israel is about to carry out their strike on Iran at some point. Now, I wouldn't be surprised if they decide to carry out an even bigger attack onto Iran, probably something much worse than what they were already planning currently. So definitely major escalation is breaking out over here in the Middle East and bringing us even closer to a major regional war over here, okay? So directly after this attack had happened, soon after we started seeing major airstrikes throughout Lebanon. We even had massive attacks inside of Israel today. The city of Haifa and also the city of Acre in northern Israel coming under attack by over 50 rockets fired from Lebanon. So we are definitely seeing major attacks on both sides here when it comes from Israel and Hezbollah. And then also we are waiting for this major attack onto Iran that Israel is supposed to be carrying out. So we're going to be talking about multiple things in this video, but I want to update you on what's going on with Benjamin Netanyahu. Apparently he is okay. He is safe. He was not affected by this strike at all. So let's go ahead and hop on over to X now. I've got this report from Globe Eye News breaking. Hezbollah's deadly drone hit the area near Netanyahu's personal residence in Caesarea. Israeli police and ambulances have arrived at the scene. So here's a photo of the ambulances near his residence after it was hit. As you can see, a lot of ambulances were showing up to assist to make sure if he was there. At first, some people were thinking that maybe he may have been assassinated, but then hours later, we found out he was fine. He even came out and put a speech as well to let everybody know he is okay and that nothing will stop Israel or deter them to completing their war goals. Obviously, the IDF is still operating throughout southern Lebanon right now, and also there is a major operation going on in northern Gaza in the Jabalia district. Right now, there is heavy airstrikes that have been going on over there over the last few days, and the Israelis are about to move back in, I believe, to the northern side of Gaza as well to rid of Hamas, as Hamas has been definitely popping up back on the northern side of the Gaza Strip. So let's go ahead and move on to another update here. Jackson Hinkle reports breaking photos released of damage from Hezbollah's drone attack on Netanyahu's home in Israel. So it's that same photo. Just wanted to pull it up full screen for you guys. We could definitely see this portion of the home got hit directly from that Hezbollah drone. And I believe this is the area here where it was hit on that part of the building. Okay, so this is residence that was directly attacked from a Hezbollah drone today. Moving on to an update from Benjamin Netanyahu on X. Says here, the attempt by Iran's proxy Hezbollah to assassinate me and my wife today was a grave mistake. This will not deter me or the state of Israel from continuing our just war against our enemies in order to secure our future. I say to Iran and its proxies and its axis of evil, anyone who tries to harm Israel's citizens will pay a heavy price. We will continue to eliminate the terrorists and those who dispatch them. We will bring our hostages home from Gaza, and we will return our citizens who live on our northern border safely to their homes. Israel's determined to achieve all our war objectives and change the security reality in our region for generations to come. Together we will fight, and with God's help, together we will win. Okay, so major statement coming out from Benjamin Netanyahu today, letting everybody know he is okay and that they will continue achieving their war goals by allowing their citizens to move back to the northern side of their nation, as obviously the IDF is operating in southern Lebanon to push Hezbollah back right now. Then also they're working down in the Gaza Strip to be rid of Hamas, so they don't have to worry about Hamas anymore. So obviously they've got major war goals that they're trying to achieve right now, and he's coming out and saying that they will achieve all of their goals and move towards peace in the Middle East is kind of what he's saying there. Israel Katz, now the Minister of Foreign Affairs from Israel, reports the Iranian proxies who attempted to assassinate Prime Minister Netanyahu and his family today have once again exposed Iran's true face and the evil axis it leads. I fully support the Prime Minister's statement and emphasize Israel will continue to strike terrorists and their sponsors with strength and determination wherever and whenever necessary until we achieve all our goals. Israel's enemies will pay a heavy price for any attempt to harm our citizens, soldiers, and leaders. We are committed to bringing back the hostages, returning northern residents to their homes, and creating a new security reality that will guarantee our existence for generations to come. So a major statement coming out from Israel Katz as well, the foreign minister of Israel, and him reiterating that he stands with Benjamin Netanyahu and his statement, and that they are going to work towards all of their war goals and make sure they achieve everything that they are working on right now, obviously with Lebanon and also Gaza. Then we're still waiting for that major attack on Iran. Okay, so moving on to our next update from ViceGrad24, the Hezbollah drone that managed to target Netanyahu's private residence in Caesarea today was a Sayad 107. It's the same type of drone that recently hit an IDF military base in Binyamina, killing 4 soldiers. The Sayad 107 is an Iranian model that is now manufactured by Hezbollah in Lebanon. It has a range of 100 kilometers and can be programmed to change direction and altitude frequently, making it hard to track. Okay, so apparently this is a newer model that Iran produced and now is being produced inside of Lebanon that Hezbollah is using. I believe this same drone is also being used against Ukraine as well from Russia, and it is definitely a difficult drone to be tracked. A lot of radars cannot pick it up due to it changing direction and altitude frequently. And this is the same exact drone that struck the residence of Benjamin Netanyahu today. Okay, so moving on to our next update. Times of Israel alerts, live update, reports Israel may widen range of targets in Iran after drone attack on Prime Minister's home. Okay, so this is what I was talking about earlier. I think they're going to definitely expand their range of attack on Iran now. They're going to think about what they're striking, what they're going after, and I think they may, even some of the things that they said they might not go after before. We were hearing that they might not strike their oil and gas industry or maybe their nuclear facilities. Well, maybe they'll decide to go after those now if they were stating before they might not strike those. Okay, I think Israel's going to respond even more heavy now against Iran because obviously Iran is the head of the snake, providing the weapons and everything for all these proxy groups that are attacking Israel. So I think we're definitely going to see a significant attack coming from Israel soon. Also from Clash Report, Israel's Walla, the UAV that hit Netanyahu's home in Caesarea exploded despite Israeli military helicopters chasing it the entire time. So there was some video footage coming out showing an Apache helicopter that Israel was using, chasing one of these drones. It definitely looks like the same exact drone right there. And it chased it for a while in a video. And yeah, it looks like, I don't know if it was this exact same drone that we see here in the photo, but definitely Hezbollah did launch numerous of these drones into Israel just today. So definitely one of them did strike his residence, okay? So immediately after, we started to hear about lots of strikes inside of Beirut and all out through southern Lebanon, So next to reports, Israeli Air Force launched a series of airstrikes on Haret Reik in the southern suburbs of Beirut. According to media reports, the targets were Hezbollah facilities, okay? So this is in Beirut. Looks like we can see more airstrikes that were being carried out just today. Here's lots of photos. We can see lots of the smoke there from strikes inside of Beirut. Here's another one up close. Pretty massive strike right here. Lots of smoke after that airstrike there. So it looks like Israel's still continuing their airstrikes on Beirut and apparently targeting more Hezbollah facilities, maybe some underground bunkers inside of Beirut as well. Okay, so moving on to our next update. Now we've got a few videos to show you coming out from either Haifa or Acre, as these were two major cities on the northern side of Israel that came under pretty heavy rocket attacks today from Hezbollah. This from Ozen Defender. Close to 200 rockets have been fired today by Hezbollah at communities in northern Israel. Most of the cities, at the cities of Haifa and Acre in the west, At least a dozen Israelis suffered injuries from today's attacks, with a man in Acre having been killed. So it looks like we had an Israeli man who lost his life, and also multiple injuries of Israelis being hit by some of this rocket fire today. So over 200 rockets again being fired by Hezbollah today. Take a look. Okay, so we can see from this video lots of damage in this community. Something's on fire over here. We can see a lot of the ground being damaged as well. Looks like some of this home was damaged a little bit as well from the shrapnel from one of these rockets that struck. So again, up to 200 rockets were fired today into Israel. Here's another video to show you as well from the IDF directly. Approximately 55 projectiles have been launched by Hezbollah toward Haifa and northern Israel this morning, causing hundreds of thousands of Israelis to spend their weekend running to shelter. So we got a 5-second clip, and just right over here we can see what appears to be a building and also a car that was hit directly from a Hezbollah rocket. Take a look. Okay, so just a quick video to show you there. It's only 5 seconds long, but we can definitely see somebody's car was hit as well from one of these Hezbollah rockets that were fired today. So moving on to our next update, we have another report here. The city of Eilat, which is a port city on the southern portion of Israel, came under attack by probably another drone again that was fired from Iraq. I've got a report that the Islamic resistance in Iraq claimed responsibility for this attack. And it says here from Ozen Defender, an interception was seen over the city of Eilat in southern Israel without an alert. Okay, so it's currently 12:06 p.m. as you can see here on my time, Pacific Standard Time in the United States. And just about 30 minutes ago or so is when this was being reported. And even the Times of Israel coming out and saying that there was no alert as well. There was no alarms going off or anything like that. There was just an interception from probably a drone that was fired. So this video footage caught the interception of this Israeli interceptor missile heading over to take out some sort of aerial target. So take a look. Yeah, we'll go ahead and stop it there because that's pretty much the end of the interception, but we could definitely see if we go back here a little bit, we're able to see that interception there from that interceptor that was fired to take out that aerial target that was fired from Iraq. Okay, and here's the original report from Ozen Defender. The Islamic resistance in Iraq has claimed responsibility for launching the drone that was intercepted earlier near the city of Eilat in southern Israel, with them claiming to have attacked a vital target near the city. Okay, so this is multiple times now that the Islamic resistance in Iraq has attacked Eilat. I want to say at least 4 or 5 times just over the last few weeks we've been hearing of drones attacking Eilat, sometimes even striking. One time they struck some sort of building at like a transportation facility near one of their ports. And it's definitely been coming under attack quite a bit in Eilat, okay? So even the Islamic resistance in Iraq also targeting Israel, and I'm surprised we haven't seen any kind of airstrikes being carried out in Iraq yet, okay? We've seen attacks inside of Syria, but not Iraq. So definitely pretty crazy to see the escalation happening over here as Israel's being attacked from all angles. Okay, so for Mossad commentary, the attempt to assassinate the prime minister gives us full legitimacy to eliminate Khamenei. Okay, so this could definitely be a possibility that Ali Khamenei, the supreme leader of Iran, is going to be next to be targeted, as obviously he's one of the last top commanders of the Iranian proxies and Iran themselves. As many of them have already been eliminated. We just had Yahya Sinwar, the top Hamas leader, that was eliminated recently. All of Hezbollah's command structure, is pretty much gone as well. So I wouldn't be surprised if even this ends up being one of the next tasks from the Israelis is to go after Ali Khamenei. So that's what Mossad commentary was sharing today. Now we got a few various updates to show you real quick before I get you out of here. This from the Savior, Iranian foreign minister, in response to Biden. Anyone who has knowledge of how and when Israel will attack Iran will bear responsibility for any potential damage. Okay, so this is Abbas Araghchi. He is the foreign minister for Iran. And recently we had Joe Biden on camera being interviewed by some journalists, and they asked him, "Do you know what Israel's planning to do to carry out their attack against Iran?" And he said, "Yes, yes, I do." And the reporter said, "Can you give any details?" And he said, "No." Okay, so apparently the Biden administration is aware of what Israel is preparing to do to carry out their retaliation attack against Iran, but he was not willing to share any details, obviously, for security reasons. But this is what the Iranian foreign minister said in response to that, was that anyone who has knowledge of how and when Israel will attack Iran will bear responsibility for any potential damage. Okay, so directly threatening the United States for bearing the responsibility for this attack when it does come. So a very dangerous situation. Finally, I had a couple updates in regards to Yahya Sinwar, that Hamas leader that was eliminated just the other day in the Gaza Strip. This is from Vivid. The house where Yahya Sinwar was eliminated. So it looks like the IDF took a picture in front of this building where Yahya Sinwar was taken out. So I reported to you guys what happened here. There was some sort of firefight that broke out. Yahya Sinwar was there with some other Hamas fighters. Apparently they shot a tank round at this building, and it was struck directly. He suffered some injuries due to that tank round. And then eventually there was like a drone that flew into some room that he was sitting in. He was sitting on a chair, and then he eventually threw like a stick at the drone, and then he came out to a window later on, I believe, and then he was eventually taken out by a sniper is what was being reported. So he is definitely eliminated at this time, and this was a picture from the IDF taking a photo there at that building that he was eliminated at. Okay, also this came out today from open source intel. Sinwar's tunnel in Rafah revealed has his tissue has all his DNA on it. So this apparently pictures coming out from a tunnel that he was living in inside of Rafah. And we can see like some beds here. Looks like a fan and stuff too, where he was staying out. It's probably very hot down here too inside these tunnels. And yeah, this was a tunnel apparently built for him to stay in and hide from the IDF, as obviously the IDF was looking for him for a very long time in Rafah. Looks like they finally found him and took him out just the other day. So some big updates coming out from Israel to share with you guys. But obviously the biggest story today is this Hezbollah drone smashing right into Israeli Prime Minister Netanyahu's residence in Caesarea today. So absolutely crazy situation over here you know, it doesn't surprise me that Hezbollah would try to target Benjamin Netanyahu's home. It's about time that they did this. I would expect them to try to do that at some point. But now what we're going to see is major responses coming from the Israelis now that this assassination attempt was carried out to try to eliminate Benjamin Netanyahu. And don't be surprised if we see something even bigger coming on Iran very soon. If they were planning to just maybe strike their military facilities or things like that, they might do something even bigger now and maybe decide to even destroy their nuclear facilities. So let's see what Israel decides to do. But definitely they're going to pick up the ante here and probably strike harder on Iran. So let me know what you think down below. That's going to be it for today's update. If you got something out of this, please smash that like button. Also, if you enjoy my content, please consider subscribing down below. Hit the notification bell. That way YouTube can notify you. And with that, hope you all have a great day. Everybody take care and God bless, and we'll see you in the next one.